Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm finally showing you guys my Beyonce summer home that I have been working on for a couple of weeks. So I have to say this build was it was really difficult for me to do. I didn't have any floor plan to work with. I only had pictures that I found on the internet and some little videos that I found from a sort of a real estate office. It wasn't really a real estate office. It was more of a, I don't know what kind of site it was, but it had like little videos of the exterior of the house. So I had a little bit of footage to work with, but no actual floor plan. So I didn't really know how large I needed to make the inside. So that was like really hard, and I really needed to go back and forth again between all my pictures, and that made this build very time consuming and very difficult and sometimes very annoying. I have been squaring a lot when I was building this house, but I have to say I'm very happy with the end result. I mean, with how it looks now, I have to say it's not finished, not by far. I still need to landscape a lot of the house from the front. So the front is like minimal landscaped. The back I landscaped a little bit more, but I still need to add in some more stuff. And also the sides of the house isn't really like I want it to look. So for the next part I will definitely be doing a bit more landscaping. Probably I will be doing the floor plan, but the floor plan I am going to figure out off camera, because floor plans are sometimes real hard. I can sometimes work on a floor plan for 2, maybe 3 hours. So the last floor plan that I did for my converted factory, I worked on that an hour and a half before I found that the floor plan flowed right. I can change a floor plan, a floor plan multiple times until I'm happy with it. And because I don't know how the inside of this house flows, because I don't have a floor plan, I am gonna be working on it off camera, but I will be showing you guys, of course, in the next part how the floor plan looks. But I will keep you guys updated on this build through social media. I will be posting little sneak peeks on my Snapchat and my Instagram like I did with this build today. So yeah, if you are interested in that, don't forget to follow me there. My details are all in the description of the video. So I do have to say, if you are gonna follow me on Snapchat, be prepared, because I do use that as my personal Snapchat as well. So you will see personal stuff like my family, my children, my work, my house, and of course my builds that I do for The Sims. You will see that all on Snapchat. If you are like, I don't really am interested in your personal stuff, you can best follow me on Instagram, because there I only post builds and very rarely something personal. There will be sometimes something personal, but it's like once every 2 or 3 months that you will see a personal photo of mine. And all of the other photos and videos, because I do post little videos there as well, are all builds from The Sims. So yeah, that's basically it for social media. And for Twitter, by the way, you can follow me there, but I don't do much on Twitter yet. Probably in the future, but for now I don't really use that. I only post my video updates. So if you are like, I only want to know when a video comes out and I don't want to use the YouTube notifications, then follow me on Twitter, because I do tweet out every video that gets uploaded. So yeah, that's everything for social media. Just a little plug for myself, and let's get back into the build. So here I'm just placing the swimming pool as a reference. I wanted to know how far I could go with the house, because I absolutely wanted to include that very beautiful large garden. I mean, you guys know I love building these type of gardens. I think that is one of my strong points. So the very manicured looking landscaping, the very natural looking landscaping, I'm not that good at, but these sort of landscaping with houses and stuff like that, I think that they really look nice. I love doing that. I have a lot of fun with landscaping these sort of houses. So I definitely wanted to include as much as I could of that beautiful garden. So if you guys are wondering, by the way, which house from Beyonce I am building the Sandcastle home in the Hamptons. This is a vacation home that Beyonce and Jay-Z have rented, I think for only 2 weeks. And they they paid like $500,000 for those 2 weeks. But I absolutely adored this house. So when Beyonce got requested, I immediately thought about this house. I adored it. So that really gave me the chance to build this. So this is not their actual home. They don't have a home that they bought. I did saw on the news, I think it was on the news, that they were looking at Aaron Spelling's old house. So it's like a really large, beautiful villa. I think it's the largest villa, I think in LA. I think it was located in LA. I'm not sure. Don't get mad if I have it wrong, but it's a really beautiful large house. And I did saw on the news that Beyonce and Jay-Z were viewing that property, so they might be buying a house pretty soon. And I was debating to myself to wait until I knew which house they were gonna buy, but then I was thinking, no, I'm probably gonna build this house anyways, so best just start with it now, and when they are gonna buy their actual home, I'm gonna build that as well. I mean, I'm gonna try to build that, because if they are gonna buy Aaron Spelling's home, I don't know if that fits into the sim. That house is so freaking large. It's insanely large. I do not know how many bedrooms that house has, but it has like 3 present wrapping rooms. I don't know why you would need 3 present wrapping rooms, but that house has it. It has a little doll museum, a golf court, I don't know, a cinema, a gym, a spa. It has basically everything, and I don't know if that would ever fit here in The Sims, but of course you guys know me, I would definitely want to try and fit it in. So yeah, I'm hoping that they are gonna buy it, but I will keep you guys updated. But for now, we are building this beautiful house here in the Hamptons, and yeah, I have to say I'm really happy how it turned out. So yeah, here playing around with the roof. By the way, the roof was the hardest part of this build. It was really hard to see how the roof actually float in real life, and I also found it difficult to recreate everything because we are very limited in The Sims when it comes to roofing. So I couldn't make this little overhang that I'm building here exactly the same as the real life house. I also couldn't make the roofing of the garage exactly the same as the real life house. So that are little subtle, or not really subtle, there are some differences with the real life house, but like I say in every celebrity build, this is my interpretation of that house. You might see it differently, but for me this is how I interpret it, and this is how I can make the house look at its best. I mean, what I'm doing here, this is my best. I cannot do it better at this point. Maybe in the future when my skills are gonna get a bit better, but for now you guys need to do with what I'm doing right now. And I have to say, it does look really nice. This is one of my favorite styles at this point for traditional homes. I have done a other Hampton home. I don't know if you guys saw that. I will link it somewhere here in the screen or in the description. So I built, I think it's called the Hampton Getaway Home. It was this beautiful white wooden slate home with also a basketball court, a swimming pool. It was so gorgeous, and this build really reminds me of that home. And yeah, this is a style that I absolutely adore. So if I do a traditional home, it's usually this style of home. So building this house was just a treat for me, and I enjoyed myself so much. So here making the garage. So I don't know if I had this correct, but if I looked at the pictures, it looked like it was a 3 garage door garage port area thingy. I don't know how to call it. Anyways, I thought I saw 3 garage door ports. I don't know if I had it correct, but let me know in the comment section below the video if you know anything about that house. If I made any mistakes, let me know. And of course, if you have pictures, information about the house, you can always share that on my social media with me. So that just really helps me out to make this house as exact as possible. So yeah, if you're gonna help me out, thank you very much. It really is appreciated. So what am I doing here? I'm not sure. I'm a little bit lost. So I do go back and forth between the front and the back multiple times. I just find that easier for the exterior to work on both at the same time and not just focus on one point. I don't know why, but for me that's just easier. Maybe for some people they like to work on the front first, then on the sides, and then go to the back. I like to work on everything at the same time and just go round and round until I find that it looks really nice. So here adding in some detailing on the roof. I really wanted an extra trim on the roof just to make it look a bit neater and nicer. So that is what I'm doing right now. I do spend a lot of time doing that, but that was definitely a step that was necessary. So yeah, that is basically all I'm doing at this point. So yeah, oh, and for the, that's right. So for the wallpaper that I'm using on the outside of the house, so I'm now using only the Vampire Game Pack white brick walls, but I do change, I don't know, did I change it already? No, I didn't. So I do change the lower level to another color, because if you look to the real life house again, the top half of the house is white brick and the bottom half is like this really beautiful terracotta brownish reddish wallpaper. So I have found, I did not find that wallpaper anywhere in the game, neither on how do you say it, on Tumblr or on the Sims resource. I'm so sorry, I'm forgetting what I'm saying. Anyways, I couldn't find it anywhere, either online or in the game, so I just went with a base game wallpaper for the for the second floor, so the bottom level. So I know the color of the bottom level isn't exactly the same as the real life house. I do think it fits in with this build quite nicely, so it doesn't really bother me when I look at it. But when you really are comparing the houses together, then yes, the bottom half isn't the right color. So here I'm changing the color, but I really like it. I like how this looks and I'm actually kind of happy with it. So I am definitely gonna keep it like that. But if you are like, I know exactly where I can find the right wallpaper for the bottom half, let me know, of course, in the comment section below the video. But for now, we are gonna keep the wallpaper as it is. So yeah, that is basically what I'm doing now. So I think I'm gonna work a little bit on the garage more. So I did not know how the house looked on the right side of the house, so where the garage is. I knew how it looked, so where the first section of the driveway is, but on the right side there is another long driveway and I just couldn't figure out if there were windows or garage ports, and I just go with garage ports instead. I mean, why do they have this very large driveway on that side to have windows there? It just didn't make sense. So I have garage ports on either sides of the garage. Oh my gosh, I know I say garage really strange, by the way. I know it, but that is just how I can pronounce it. I just cannot pronounce it properly, so I pronounce it as best as I can. But yeah, so the garage has two sides, garage ports. I don't know if that's accurate, but we are gonna roll with it for now. It might be changing in the future, I don't know, but for now I think it looks nice. So here started with landscaping the swimming pool, and I wanted the shape of the swimming pool to be, of course, very correct. And I also definitely wanted to add in that really cute little pool house. This house has a really cute mini version of the house next to it, and that's a pool house. And I knew I needed to add that in, so I could almost fit in the entire pool house. The only section of the pool house that I couldn't fit in was the little garden on the back of the pool house. The pool house is like a really small little garden with seating area there, but yeah, like you can see, I couldn't fit it in. Of course, I could have moved the pool house a little bit further, I don't know, further in, but then I couldn't place the jacuzzi and the bar, and I just found that section more important than that little garden on the back. So I decided just to skip that little garden. I mean, there's enough garden space throughout this entire garden to sit, so I just didn't place it. And yeah, so that is definitely a little piece that is missing. So if you hear a dog bark, by the way, that's my sister-in-law's dog. If you have watched a few of my videos, you always hear him. He is just there, he never shuts up, and so sorry. And he's just a little bit loud now because it's like really beautiful weather here in Belgium. The sun is shining, all of my cats are outside, so that is probably also a part that is I mean, oh my gosh, how do you say that? That's also a factor on why he is barking, because I think they are teasing him. Again, my cats really love to tease that dog, so I can't really get mad at him because it's my cat's fault that he is barking. But yeah, it's just a beautiful weather today, and I didn't feel like keeping the cats in. That's not fair. They need to play outside and have fun, chase little mice that they drop in front of my door every day. They're so proud if they catch a little mouse. I mean, it's actually kind of sad, but that is what cats do. And yeah, they are so very proud when they catch a mice and they then place it at the front door where I can see it, and I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified of mice. So every freaking morning I'm like screaming and shouting and crying to my husband, oh my gosh, there's a mouse. And yes, this is every morning. And I can't help it. I just have this really strange reaction when I see a mouse, either living or dead. I just freak out. I can't help it. So yeah, every morning it's a little treat here in my house. But my daughters are used to it, and no, they are not scared of mice, thank God. I was a little bit afraid that I would give them my little phobia, but they're fine with mice. They pick them up. They don't scream, they do nothing. So yeah, it's just me and my little phobia. But it's my mom's fault. Don't judge me. It is my mom's fault. She once, when I was, I think 4 or 5 years old, she locked me up in the bathroom with a mice. So I saw this little a little mouse in the bathroom, and I called my mom, Mommy, there's a mouse here. And she took one look at that mouse. She closed the bathroom and locked me in, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm here with a mouse, freaking out when I was little. Of course, she said sorry, she didn't mean to, but my mom is like me, very terrified of mice. So yeah, that was like her freak reaction. But of course she came back in like a minute or two and helped me out of the shower. But yeah, those 2 minutes were really frightening and a little bit traumatic. So that's probably where my how do you say that? My little phobia comes from. So yeah, that's just a little fun fact about me. I'm terrified of mice, but I love cats, of course, because I have 5. I also had 4 dogs growing up. I had 4 really tiny little bobhondjes. They're called bob dogs in Dutch. I don't know how they call them in English, but they have like little curly how do you say it? They just have little curly skin. No, not skin. Yeah, how do you say that? It's like I don't know how. Fur. Curly fur. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, the fur is very curly and soft. So I had a black one, I had a white one, and I had 2 other ones with brown and a little bit of white in them. And I also had, before those 4 little dogs, I had 2 Bouviers. I don't know how you say that in English, but those are really large dogs with curly fur, and I absolutely loved them. They were called Ebony and Ayala. I know, really strange names, especially the Ayala part. I don't know where my mom came up with that name, but Ebony, we called her Ebony because she had this really dark brown fur, and Ebony was my favorite dog in the entire world. I always sleep with her, and when it was really late at night and there was a scary movie, she climbed on top of my lap, and I was like 7 or 8 years old, and she was bigger than me, so you only saw a very large dog and then 2 little legs come out of the couch. So yeah, I just really loved that dog, and I was so sad when she died. She died of cancer, by the way, so I was so very sad when she did go, but my mom did give me like 4 other dogs when the dog died. But yeah, and then I think the last dog that I had was the black one. He lived the longest. We called him Blackie. He was, I think, 18 years old when he died. So he was very old, and after that I just didn't want the dog anymore. I don't know why. I don't know. It just made me a little bit sad, the idea that I needed to, I don't know, how do you say that? Need to say goodbye at one point again. You know, it's so emotional. You know, you probably gonna outlive your dog. So yeah, I just didn't want any dog anymore. And actually I wasn't planning on getting any cats as well. But because where I live, it's so very mouse infested, you just need a cat. Everyone has a cat here in this neighborhood. So yeah, it was like really normal that we took a cat as well. So we started with 1 cat, and all of our other cats we found, those are all stray cats, and they were just so adorable, and I just couldn't leave them outside. That is just not me. So I adopted 4 cats, and I've bought 1. So maybe I'm gonna get even more cats. I mean, usually the cats always get abandoned around July and August when people are gonna go on vacation. They just drop their pets. And they usually do it here because there's a large forest where I live right next door. So they usually drop their cats and dogs here and they leave them, and yeah. So then when I find them, I usually just keep them. I mean, the dogs I do take to the pound, but the cats I keep if no one claims them, because we do make a little ad and stuff like that, but no one has ever claimed the cats. So yeah, they're mine and they're here to stay. So anyways, girl, we are almost finished with the build. So sorry that I have been talking too much about myself, but yeah, like I'm just landscaping, nothing that interesting that I can talk about landscaping. So I do try and make the landscaping look as exact as possible. So here at the front, there's like this really large circle with 2 large trees. I do try to recreate that here. And the back, I do think it kind of looks similar, only the basketball court that I placed is a little bit more further back in the real life house, and it's a tennis court. But we don't have any tennis courts, so I thought a basketball court would be fine. So here detailing a little bit more on the side of the house. And like I said, I really didn't know how this looks. I mean, I had like a picture from in the distance, so I could see that there was like a little bit of detailing with some walls there and some brick fencing, but I couldn't really see what it was. So I just used my imagination here, try to make it just look nice and fun. So that is what I'm doing here. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this first part of the video, and so sorry for the barking of the dog, but that is just something that I cannot change. So if you liked the video, I'm gonna say it again, you guys, don't forget to place your your likes, very important for the channel if you do. And if this is the first video that you are ever seeing from me and you like to see more, don't forget to subscribe. I do try and upload a video very frequently, so it's not gonna be every day. Sometimes I do upload every day, but sometimes there's like 1 or 2 days in between, but I do upload very frequently. So if you like what you're seeing, don't forget, oh my gosh, don't forget to subscribe so that you can see more. Yes, it's time. It's that time to say goodbye. So I hope that you guys have a great Sunday wherever you are, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Look into my eyes and show me your adventures I haven't seen. Taking all the life, it hits the spot. Walking on fantasy. So take me, baby, take me to a state of mind that's made of, baby.